Hello out there, you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another Why You Know Game video. And this time I'm going to be talking about the return of the Slam Masters, which honestly is something that I really wish Capcom would do. And it's like they had so many different genres of games and things that they used to really have before, and they had a massive catalog. I mean, they still have a massive catalog, but you don't see any of that stuff anymore, like none of it. And like Saturday Night Slam Masters, Muscle Bombers, and can't remember the last one, but I know it was called Slam Masters 2 as a subtitle, or maybe it was Muscle Bomber. I'm mixing up the names because I know one was a remake of the first one, and I think that was Muscle Bomber Duo, and then the other one was actually the proper sequel. But I would really like to see Saturday Night Slam Masters come back. And the way I would love to see it come back, and people are probably going to be wondering why I'm going to say this and probably wonder why I even think that this is a possibility. But it kind of is, because the people that made these games, they're still around. The developers that made these games are still somewhere to be found. But I would love to see Saturday Night Slam Masters come back under the Capcom branding, but I want to see it done in the styling of the old AKI wrestling games that were on this N64, which was a WCW versus NWO. It wasn't Revenge, was it? Because I think Revenge was a different one. I played so many of them. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know the ones that the one that was in the vein of also WrestleMania 2000 and WWE No Mercy at the time. I think it was called WWE at the time. It might have still been WWF, but either way, it was the same vein as WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy. Like, I would love to see those come back, like that style of wrestling game come back, and like literally Saturday Night Slam Masters is the perfect freaking like slate for it, because it hasn't been done in so long. The slate is completely clean for that series, and with that they could expand on what the characters can do. Like, you can see a younger Hagar back when he was in his prime and wrestling and stuff like that, before the Metro City crap happened and he was a part of Final Fight. And all of the other wrestlers that were there, but like, there's a whole lot of stuff that they could expand upon. And each character could have their own story, but like, and you could have their own story arc. They could even create a wrestler if they really wanted to. There's a lot of stuff that could be done with that. And that format gave you so much flexibility for move sets and how your character how do you show your character's personality and so many different things. Like, and that's why I'm like, dude, Capcom, come on. I know you have the money for it. It wouldn't cost that much, because you don't have to put a whole lot of money into this. Like, this doesn't have to be a uber expensive freaking project. This could be a smaller project that you can give to a smaller team and just give them a decent amount of time to work on it. And then after that, after letting them get it together, get some port teams together to put it on multiple platforms. Though honestly, I think it would be more successful on a Nintendo platform, not gonna lie. But I do think that these games could actually do well on Sony and Microsoft as well, as long as they're good. Then again, there are games that are amazing on Sony and Microsoft's platforms that don't sell well. So same. To be fair, the same happens with Nintendo. So I mean, maybe not as much though, but still. I would love to see Saturday Night Slam Masters just get a return. I personally would love to see it, because I like the series. I really do. I like the series, and I think there's only 2 games actually got localized and came out. Came out outside of Japan. And the third one, I believe, never actually got localized. It might not have actually even come out of the arcade. I do remember it being. I do remember hearing about it being Japan only. I mean, I could be wrong, like, but it's just what I remember hearing. I personally would love to see it. Hell, they'd be like, and even at that point, they could take characters like Hugo and Abigail and put them in it too, and then it would just even more so connect to the Street Fighter universe because those characters are now in Street Fighter. Oh, and they could put Poison and Roxy in there too, and actually give them some moves that separate the two of them, so that they're not exactly the same. They can make a bunch of female wrestlers if they really wanted to. Like it's again, the options are there. Like there's a lot of stuff that they could do with it, and since they're not actually using real wrestlers, they can go with any over the top story that they want for any of the characters. They can give you any reason that they want for why everybody's there, why everybody's aiming to be the champion. Hell, they could give different levels of championships like actual wrestling. And you can have different champions. And then they could expand the roster. There's so much stuff that they can do with this. And that's why I'm like, it baffles me that this isn't even being attempted. Shush, cat. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, but it's just me off the top of my head just thinking about how awesome this could be. And how much fun it could be, and how enjoyable it could be, and how it could revive a franchise and even help others. I mean, I'm just looking at it. Like, you could take Zangief, throw him in there. You could put Alex in there if they really wanted to. If they were going to stick with current timelines, I mean. Now, if they wanted to go back in time and do like a remake first, and then like as a follow-up game include those characters, I think actually Zangief could be in a remake. He wouldn't have to be a newer generation character, but Alex would have to wait. Alex would have to wait because he's a newer generation character from Street Fighter 3. So again, this is me thinking off the top of my head. It's again just looking at the possibilities and thinking about how this could go. It could be awesome. But I can't get a bug in Capcom's ear whatsoever, no matter how much I try. Even like I could send them this, and it probably would not go anywhere. Because unfortunately, I mean, obviously they don't owe me anything. Even if I've been a fan of their company since I was like 2 years old, but either way, they don't actually owe me anything, so I can't expect that of them. But it's just, again, just me off the top of my head. Like, this could start something big for them, and it could be major, and it could be amazing. With the right tools in place, the right people working on it, and the right motivation behind it. Instead of worrying about sales numbers, even though they kind of have to, worry about making a quality product first. No microtransactions unless we're talking about DLC characters that they can add in later. But outside of that, no, I really, really would love to see it come back. I'm like, and it can come back in a big way. Or like, there's so many ways they could do this. They could make a collection of the original 3 games, put that out, and then make a new game that's in the AKI style. Which actually wouldn't be a bad way to do it. That way they can continue the series from that point forward, or they can just do a fresh ground up remake. And then they can connect the lines and the dots as to how Hager and Zangief had their rivalry, how that started. And like this, again, so much stuff that they can do. Just a whole crap ton. And I'm looking at it like, you have a perfect storm for a really surprising and amazing IP here right now, Capcom, and nobody would expect it. No one would expect it at all. And they could just drop this out of nowhere, or just make an announcement like at any conference or expo or whatever next year and say Saturday Night Slam Masters is returning. Here's what it's going to look like. Here are the characters, and it would be awesome. But that's on Capcom, not me. But I think I've exhausted this conversation, so I'm going to stop here. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, please, 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 enjoy your games. And if you're not a part of my Discord server, go ahead and check that out. Link is in the description. Otherwise, peace out.